Welcome everybody to CVTV, and today we have a very special guest from Winncom Technologies joining us right now. He is the product manager. His name, Alex Cernik. Alex, how you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
I'm really looking forward to the presentation today. If you could tell us a little bit about Winncom and where it's at in the industry.
Sure, absolutely. So for those of you who are new to Winncom, just to give you a brief overview, Winncom Technologies has been a leading global provider of fixed wireless access eco center solutions for almost 30 years. We also recognize, just as our customers do, that fiber is also a key driver for networks of today and tomorrow. Now, by leveraging the best tool at your disposal, Winncom can assist you in determining the right fiber or hybrid wireless solution that makes sense for your needs and to help navigate you through government funding eligibility. Now, today in this conversation, we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like along some of our product strategies.
Well, let's talk about specifically the BEAD strategy.
So right now, Volume 2, Phase 2, it marks the stage at which the NTIA has approved the state's program rules, their guidelines, and their implementation plans. And this allows them to proceed forward. Right now, 34 states have received approval, and we expect all states to have their finalized volume twos sometime between fall 2024. So the key takeaway is the NTIA approvals are issued, and it's important to stay up to date on the state's timelines. It's important to stay up to date on the technology preferences, the scoring rubrics, in order to help you with a successful implementation. And our role here at Wincom is to simplify this process for you. When considering the BEAD program, think of it as a customer journey with key steps. First, you need to identify needs, identify planning, procure resources, applying to the program, receiving the funds, building the projects, and ultimately operating a network. So, since BEAD's going to be implemented across all 50 states, we recommend completing a procurement and purchasing upfront. So, this approach offers two values. One, budget control, so it locks in your pricing and it gives your application a higher score for early procurement. And that supports you in this endeavor. Wincom will provide vendor certification letters for each application, ensuring compliance with Buy American requirements. Now, this enables you to use that 25% match fund more effectively, and it will give you the ability to draw down alliances efficiently, and that'll help you keep and meet those key milestones. Now, all states don't have the same requirements. Some require less documentation. That's why it's best to schedule a one-on-one consultation with us. In those meetings, we're going to go over your state's individual timelines. We'll talk about the technology preferences, the rubric scoring, and we'll ensure that you have everything you need to be ready for these pre-application requirements. And I want to emphasize the urgency of this process. Time's running out with a lot of these states, and this isn't something that can be completed over a weekend. It could take weeks or even a month to prepare everything properly. So again, please don't delay. If you're planning on applying, I encourage you to do this as soon as possible. So BABA certified products are things like Nokia's XGS PON solution, AFL or Lightlink's aerial or burial or conduit cable. These are things that are domestically procured. Final assembly is the United States, and at least 55% at cost of the components have to be sourced domestically. You have BABA compliant solutions, and these are things like fixed wireless access. Now, these could be manufactured in other countries. However, each vendor must self-certify to meet those compliance standards. What we showcase in this slide is Wincom's ability to offer a complete and very robust fiber solution. As I mentioned previously, we have AFL, we have Superior Essex, we have Lightlinks, Fibrain, Primus, but our goal is to provide complete solutions. So not just the cable, but all the fiber adjacent products that correspond to it. Now, our goal, again, BEAD centric, is to have these vendors that are certified as well. And Winncom can provide letters of certification upon each BEAD application. And this again showcases the middle mile and de minimis waiver, where we can, in those high cost areas where fiber is not cost effective, we can have a wireless solution such as CBRS, along with the infrastructure that supports it. So that gives a pretty good sense of, let's call it a state of the state of where BEAD is as of now, and what our portfolio of products and how we can address those needs and critical concerns.
Now I see the Winncom Enhanced Services there in front of me. Would you be able to talk about some of those?
Sure, absolutely. This
Cool.
is my, I guess, my version of, was it the Staples easy button? So BEAD's complicated. Information is not readily available, especially if you're looking, each state requires something that's slightly different than the other. So our goal is really to simplify the journey, is to provide a single point of contact through our account manager. And then we have a B team of experts that can do things like pre-engineering, high-level fiber designs with an AI tool, grant writing services, professional engineering services. We could put boots on the ground in all 50 states and then help with those low-level designs that will be required after the application is processed. And then we kind of tie that all together with our financial suite. What we're able to do from a high-level fiber design, we have an AI generated tool that will develop the most optimal course of either fiber or wireless. It'll generate a fiber spine. It'll pull information that you really need to fill out these bid applications, that 10-year pro forma. Um, and then again, it pulls in CostQuest Tier D licenses so we can see household information. So just to give you an idea what this looks like, screen on the left would be your cost quest information, your served, underserved, unserved locations, and what this tool does by asking questions. 15 questions gives us the ability to really ascertain the different components of this network and help optimize the correct technology, and then put together those rudimentary designs. We take it a step further where it'll do cluster management. It'll grade those clusters, assign a score associated to them. It pulls from the GIS database so we can see what the soil is made out of. It's asking questions like aerial versus burial, cost for 1 mile installation, subscriber rate, premium subscriber rate. So putting all that together, we can look at a 10-year pro forma where we can start to see take rates, expected revenues, costs, but ultimately it gives us the ability to maximize our endeavor. What I mean by that is we can look at a win probability. And that's the goal here. If we're going to spend all the time, effort, and money doing this, we want to make sure that our customers are optimized for success. And this tool gives us the ability to do just that. So again, how does it work? It pulls from CostQuest, it pulls from the GIS database, and then it's got an AI engine in there as well. But everything in there is about how do I customize a solution and put together bill of materials, designs that our customers are going to need for the grant writing process. Now, if they're doing grant writing themselves, or if they need help, we can certainly fulfill those roles as well. I mentioned as well that timing is of the essence, and this is a fantastic slide that showcases this. Pre-application process is usually a 60-day window. So once we get into that, traditionally we're talking 6 to 8 weeks from start to finish on grant writing. Now, again, it varies based on how much information needs to be collected, but I do urge everyone who's listening to this, if you are planning on applying, please schedule that one-on-one and let us help you move through this. That way we're not trying to play catch up. Professional engineering services. Now, this is a two-part thing that would help us. One is we can offer PE stamp drawings. So we can either audit something you've done and certify it, or we can do something absolutely from scratch. We have both options available. We also can put boots on the ground in all 50 states, which allows us, I'll use that word force multiplier again, but we have 115 design engineers through this program, pole technicians, OSP drafters, project managers. Where this comes into play, in my opinion, is after you get the money. The previous program with the AI spine does a great job with high-level fiber designs. This is your low-level component design. Everything you need, where it's going to be located. But again, we do have a program and a partner that can help. And then we try to tie everything together with our financial partner leaf. This helps from two different perspectives. One is the CapEx burden, so to speak. So grant writing, professional engineering, even the design, high-level fiber design, there's cost associated to each one of them. So instead of having that hit right up front, it gives a lever, for lack of a better word, so you can carry those costs over a 3-year period. There's also a 25% grant match associated to the BEAD process, where you can use prepayment as a way. You can also use a thing called in kind, and again, we can talk about that later if required. Um, but again, using that lever analogy, you can carry a payment over 5 years versus taking that initial capex hit. So our goal here is to help you navigate the complexity of BEAD. We've got a lot of programs readily available for you. And again, please reach out, schedule a one-on-one consultative call. Every customer's opportunity is different, but we are here to help.
Now, if people want information about all this, or like you said, reach out, where can they go?
That's a great question. So we offer a BEAD portal. The address is right here, winncom.us.com/BEAD/, or you could reach out via email at bead@winncom. But our portal gives a lot of the information we talked about, what vendors are eligible for the BEAD program, what each state looks like. So you can go through each state. We have your volume 1, volume 2, 5-year plan, your timeline, links to key informational websites, webinars. So again, it's a centralized portal where you can, if you're looking at products or services or your individual state requirements, easily find things.
And once again, thank you so much for the time.
Of course, thank you for the opportunity.
And while you guys are online checking out the BEAD portal and everything going on with Winncom Technologies, don't forget to also visit channelvisionmag.com. On there, you'll find great CVTVs and podcasts and webinars and lots of on-demand content right there on the website on channelvisionmag.com. And on behalf of Winncom Technologies, uh, this has been a Channel Vision presentation, CVTV. Take care.